Hi, today we're going to talk about numbers in Spanish. We already saw some of them in the previous chapters, but today we're going to work a little bit more on how we say numbers in Spanish. So we have already seen some numbers in Spanish, but let's begin with dialogue here, and then we will take it from here. We'll check how we say more numbers. So remember, so far in a conversation, for example, if you have something like hello, well, hello in Spanish is hola, good morning, buenos días. I want to reserve a room for two. Okay, so you want to say that in Spanish. I want to reserve a room for two. So, as we have seen in the previous chapter, when you want to say I want, you use yo quiero, right? Reserve, reservar. In this case, just remember this sentence, how you say that. But anyway, when you have two verbs together, like here, we are going to we will conjugate only the first one, and the second one is going to be infinitive. Infinitive, remember, is when the verb is ending with an R. So this means I want to reserve. A room is going to be una habitación. For two people, is going to be para dos personas. So remember, in Spanish, remember, two is dos. So, hello, good morning. I want to reserve a room for two people. It's going to be something like, hola, buenos días. Yo quiero reservar una habitación para dos personas. Okay, so that's the way you're going to ask if you go to a restaurant, you go to a hotel and you want to make a reservation. Okay. Now the person probably is going to say for what day. I mean, what day do you want to have the reservation? And the person is going to say it in Spanish, so it's begin with a question mark when you write it, right? And it's going to be para qué día, for what day? What day do you need the reservation? Well, you probably are going to say for Monday, January 10th. Well, it's going to be para el lunes, el 10 de enero. For Monday, January 10th. So, for is going to be para el lunes. In Spanish, el is the equivalent of on. We have to write it when you write the days of the week. Also pay attention because lunes, Monday, right? In English is capitalized. In Spanish, we don't do that. Okay, so it's going to be the same thing with the month. In January in English is going to be uppercase, and in Spanish is going to be lowercase. Also in English, January goes first and then the day, right? But in Spanish, it's going to be el, and then it's going to be the day first and then the month. El 10 de enero, January 10th. The person is going to ask probably, do you wish the room with a single or a double bed? Well, if the person is asking you this question, it's going to be, I'm going to write here something. Okay, it's a question, and the question ends right here. Okay, so, right. So, the person is going to say, ¿desea la habitación con una o dos camas? ¿Desea la habitación con una o dos camas? So that means, do you wish or do you want the room with one or two beds? Camas means beds. Okay, so whoops, I have to change something here. Okay, camas. So, desea, do you wish the room with one or two beds? The person says with two beds, please. Well, with, con, dos, two, camas, beds, please, por favor. Okay, so that's the way we're going to say it. The person is going to say, do you wish to include breakfast? Well, quiere incluir desayuno. Remember, desayuno in Spanish is, in English is breakfast. And you say yes, please, sí, por favor. Okay, so this is a regular conversation when someone checks in a hotel or are traveling and you want to reserve a room. Okay, so that's what you do. So remember, hello, good morning, I want to reserve a room for two people. Okay, so you want to say that, or for one person, that's up to you. But anyway, in Spanish that will be hola, buenos días, yo quiero reservar una habitación para dos personas o para una persona o para tres personas. It's up to you. Now, the person is going to say for what day. Okay, ¿para qué día? ¿Para qué día? For what day do you need it? Next week, Monday, Tuesday, whatever. Okay, ¿para qué día? Okay. Well, for Monday, January 10th. Okay, so para el lunes, el 10 de enero. That's what you say. Do you wish the room with a single or a double bed? Okay, so desea la habitación con una o dos camas. Do you wish the room with one or two beds? Well, with two beds, please. Con dos camas, por favor. Do you wish to include breakfast? ¿Desea incluir desayuno? Do you want to have breakfast? Yes, please. Sí, por favor. So, remember, the person says hello, the person is saying hola. If the person is saying good morning, well, that means buenos días. If the person says para qué día? ¿Para qué día? What do you think the person is asking you? For what day do you need a room, right? Well, if the person says, do you wish the room with a single or a double bed? Well, in Spanish you're gonna say, necesita la habitación con una o con dos camas. Okay. What about if the person says, do you wish to include breakfast? Well, that means quiere incluir desayuno. Okay. So just remember, we're going to use this later on. We're going to work on this a little bit. But remember, this is the regular conversation you will have when you want to make a reservation. So let's continue with that. Well, in this case, we have a different person going to check to a hotel. And in this case, the person is saying something like, well, hello, good evening. I wish to reserve a room. Well, in this case, it's going to be hola, hello, good evening, buenas tardes, buenos días, buenas tardes usually. I wish to reserve a room. Yo deseo reservar una habitación. For what day? ¿Para qué día? For what day? ¿Para qué día? Well, for Tuesday, the 15th. Para el martes, 15. Okay? Do you wish the room with a balcony? Well, in this case, we're going to say, desea la habitación con balcón. Balcón is balcony. Okay? Yes, please. Sí, por favor. Okay? Do you wish to include breakfast? ¿Quiere incluir desayuno? Yes, please. Sí, por favor. Okay? Thank you. Gracias. Okay? So remember, how do you say good evening? Buenas tardes. How do you say I wish to reserve a room? Okay? In this case, deseo reservar una habitación. For what day? ¿Para qué día? Well, in this case, for Tuesday 15, para el martes 15. Do you wish the room with a balcony? ¿Desea la habitación con un balcón? No. Or yes. That's up to you. Yes or not. Okay? ¿Quiere incluir desayuno? Do you want or do you wish to include breakfast? Sí o no. Please. Por favor. Okay? So let's move to the next situation. Well, in this case we have, hola, ¿cómo se llama usted? Hola, ¿cómo se llama usted? Well, the person is asking you, hello, what's your name? Well, how do you answer that? Well, I can say hola, I respond with hola again, hello, hello. ¿Cómo se llama usted? Well, I can say me llamo Henry, me llamo María, and so on. The second question is, ¿vive usted en New York? ¿Vive usted en Nueva York? Well, you can say, sí, yo vivo en Nueva York. Or you can say, no, yo no vivo en Nueva York. Another question could be, ¿hay algún hotel cerca de BMCC? Well, ¿hay algún hotel cerca de BMCC? Well, the question basically means, hay. Remember, we have seen hay, which is there is or there are. Algún is any, hotel. Cerca. Cerca means near BMCC. So the question basically means, do you know if there is any hotel nearby or near BMCC? Well, you can answer again in affirmative or negative. You can say, sí, hay un hotel cerca de BMCC, or no, no hay un hotel cerca de BMCC. Okay, so, or you can say, no sé, no sé, I don't know. Okay, the next question is, son caros. Caros means expensive. Los hoteles en New York. ¿Son caros los hoteles en New York? Well, if someone asks you this question in Spanish, what do you say? The question is, are hotels expensive in New York? Well, probably you will say, sí, los hoteles en New York son caros. Sí, son caros. O sí, creo que son caros. ¿Okay? ¿Hay algún hotel famoso en New York? ¿Hay algún hotel? Remember, I means there is, or there are. ¿Algún? Any famous hotel in New York? Well, yeah, we have plenty of them. Sí, hay hoteles famosos in New York, el Plaza, and so on. Okay? So if someone asks you the question, you say, sí, hay muchos, a lot, or many, famosos hoteles in New York. Or you can say, no, no sé, no sé, I don't know. Okay? All right. When we come to the numbers, remember we have seen some of the numbers, we have seen this group in the previous chapter, but again, I'm going to go over it again. In this case, we go from 20 to 29, and then we will continue adding numbers to get a little bit more in detail how we use them in Spanish. So remember, we saw in the previous chapter that from 1 to 15 we have to remember all of them because all of them are different. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Once you pass 15, you start combining. You say 10 y 6, 10 y 7, we write them in one word. And then we get to the 20, and then we have 20, 20, and then we add. So you have 21 is 20 and 1, the E means and, 20 and 1, 20 and 2, 20 and 3, and so on. So we have 21 is 21, 22 is 22, 23 is 23, 24 is 24, 25 is 25, 26 is 26, 27 is 27, 28 is 28, and 29 is 29. Okay? Now, then what you do basically is using the same system, after 20, after 30, okay? So the only difference is that we keep doing that. We keep adding 20 or 30 or 40 or 60, and then we say 1, 2, 3. So 30 and 1, 30 and 2, 30 and 3, and so on. The only difference is that after 30, we divide it. So in this case, it's going to be 30, 30, and remember this word, we have seen it before, it means and 1, 30 and 1. 30 and 2, 30 and 3. So you just keep going until you get to 40. So it's going to be 30 and 1, 30 and 2, 30 and 3, and so on. When you get to 40, so you use the word 40. 40 means 40, and then you do exactly the same. 40 and 1, 40 and 2, 40 and 3, so you keep counting like that. When you get to the 50, the word is 50. 50 means 50. So 51 is going to be 50 y 1, 50 y 2, 50 y 3, and so on. When you get to 60, the word is 60. 60 is 60. So you add 60 and 1, 60 and 2, and keep going like that. 70, 70, 71, 17 and 1, 17 and 2, 17 and 3, and so on. When you get to 80, 80, 81, 82, 83, and so on. And 90 is exactly the same. 90 and 1, 90 and 1, 90 and 2, and so on. Now, when we get to 100, well, 100 could be a pronoun or could be an adjective. When it's an adjective, it's 100. 100. Adjective means that when you put it with another word that describes the other word. So you say 100 libros, 100 libros. 100 is an adjective because it's describing the number of books that you have. Okay, and ciento is when it's a pronoun, it's a noun, right? So in this case, it goes by itself. But anyway, you are going to see 100. Sometimes it's going to be 100, 100, and sometimes it's going to be ciento. Okay, so both are very common to see, right? So, but when you use the language, for example, we have here some situations in which we use numbers. Okay. So in this case, for example, when you want to say I speak 2 languages, well, in this case, it's going to be I speak is yo hablo. Yo hablo. Remember what we saw before about the use of the verb, the present tense. So hablar is to speak. Yo hablo, ending with an O because I am the subject. Dos, because it means two. Languages, lenguas. Lenguas o idiomas. You can say lenguas o idiomas. They both are the same. So, yo hablo 2 idiomas. That's what you say. Okay. ¿Cuántos idiomas habla usted? How many languages do you speak? Well, yo hablo 2 idiomas. I speak 2 languages. Or you can say, yo hablo un idioma. One language. Now, she visits 15 countries. Okay. So, ella, she is ella. Visits, visita. Remember when we conjugate the verb visitar, it means to visit. We drop the R and then third person it gets an A. 15 means 15. Países are countries. Okay? Ella visita 15 países. Ella visita 15 países. Okay, for example, I have 25 books. Remember, books are libros. So yo tengo 25 libros. Yo tengo 25 libros. Now, we have $99. We say dólares. Dólares is dollars. So, we is nosotros o nosotras tenemos $99. Nosotras tenemos $99. For example, Marta has 55 friends. Marta tiene 55 amigos o amigas. Okay? They have 100 coins. Coins are monedas. Ellos o ellas, depends if you want to use masculine or feminine, tienen 100 monedas. Okay? And I eat 13 hamburgers. Yo como, the verb comer, ending with er, right? Yo como 13, remember 13 is 13, hamburguesas. Okay? Now, hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo se llama usted? ¿Vive usted en New York? ¿Estudia usted en BMCC? ¿Hay algún buen hotel en New York? ¿Es caro? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Tiene habitaciones dobles? ¿Ofrece desayuno incluido? Gracias, buenas noches. Well, what do you think they are asking you here? Hola, buenos días. What do you think that means? Hola, buenos días. Well, it means hola, means hello, buenos días, good morning. Now, ¿cómo se llama usted? ¿Cómo se llama usted? What is that? ¿Cómo se llama usted? Well, the person is asking in a formal way, what's your name? What's your name? Okay? No. The question now is, ¿vive usted en New York? ¿Vive usted en New York? ¿Vive usted en Nueva York? Well, the person is asking you, do you live in New York? Sí, yo vivo en Nueva York. Yo vivo en Nueva York. Sí, vivo en Nueva York. The next question is, ¿estudia usted en BMCC? ¿Estudia usted en BMCC means, are you studying BMCC, at BMCC? Well, the answer should be probably sí, yo estudio en BMCC. The next question is, ¿hay algún buen hotel en New York? Well, the question is, there is any good hotel in New York? Well, you answer, sí, hay muchos, o hay alguno, o sí, o no sé. ¿Es caro? ¿Es caro? Well, that hotel that you're referring to, that is a good hotel. The question wants to know if it's expensive or not. Es caro, es caro. You can use this question to anything that you're buying. So, es caro, is this expensive? So, probably you will say, sí, es bastante caro. It's muy caro. Yes, it is very expensive. Yes, it's expensive. ¿Cómo se llama? What's the name of the hotel? What's the name of this hotel that you're referring to? ¿Cómo se llama? What's the name? So in this case, you can say se llama Plaza, Hotel Plaza. The name is Hotel Plaza. ¿Tiene habitaciones dobles? ¿Tiene habitaciones dobles? Do you know if they have double beds or double bedrooms? Well, probably if they ask me this question, I will say, no lo sé. Probablemente, probably. Okay, no lo sé, I don't know. Probablemente, well, probably. Okay. ¿Ofrece desayuno incluido? ¿Ofrece desayuno incluido? You know what that means? Do they offer breakfast included? Well, if they ask me this question, probably will say sí, sí, probablemente, yes, probably. Or I can say no lo sé, no lo sé, no lo sé. Gracias means thank you. Y buenas noches means goodbye. Okay? All right, this is another situation that we use this in Spanish. So I hope you learn a little bit more about numbers, and I see you in the next chapter.